Hey guys, welcome to another video of mine. It's quite a delay, and this is another video of mine. And this video is a highly requested video. A lot of you guys, my subscribers, have requested for me to make this video. So you know what? I've made the research. I've done the statistics. I've made the research for you guys. This video is long planned. And yeah, it's going to be interesting. Going to be breaking down the club's finances. How much will we have next summer to spend? How much profit have we made so far? The revenue, the stadium plans. Going to be giving you all the latest news and details regarding the stadium plans. Why is it on hold? Going to be getting into all the reports and my thoughts and opinions. Also club finances, how our recruitment policy works, the Chelsea transfer policy, the player sales, the profit margins, commercial deals, all of that stuff to keep you guys up to date. I'm going to be, delving into all those details and statistics. But before I get into it, make sure you smash that like button, subscribe to my channel if you're not here. Make sure you hit the notification so you're notified for every time I do upload, and comment down below your thoughts and opinions in the comment section below. But without further ado, let's get straight into it. Now, starting off with the recruitment policy, how does the Chelsea recruitment policy work? And after doing a lot of research on it, it makes a lot of sense, but it's a very good strategic way. Now, the player strategy is always set by the manager. Currently, Frank Lampard is in agreement with the club director, Mourinho and Sky. We have Petr Cech, who is that link between the first team and the board, obviously the technical advisor. So Frank Lampard essentially has that agreement and communication with the club director, Mourinho and Sky, and Mourinho and Sky is responsible for player transaction and has a wider brief, including overseeing the academy and the scouting structure, alongside Petr Cech following the departure of Emanalo. And basically, Granit Sky has basically sole control over the new transfers. The structure meant that obviously Granit Sky had full control, who was a trusted advisor of Roman Abramovich and was involved in the Chelsea transfer activity. And basically, the final say when it comes to buying new players, the final transfer sign-off is by Lampard to Granit Sky, and basically the final decision lies with Roman Abramovich. So obviously Roman Abramovich, before we do sign a player, it's signed off by him. He has to basically agree if we want to sign a player. Mourinho and Sky gets full control. She does all the negotiations, she does all the transactions. However, once she believes that they've negotiated a fee, they want the player details, everything has been agreed with the player, Roman Abramovich has the final say whether the transaction is allowed to go through, and that makes logical sense because obviously he is the owner. Now, Abramovich's involvement is generally to consider the plan and targets and give them the green light. It is his money after all, and it's safe to say he has more knowledge of the deals being done in each window than some other Premier League club owners, but we are told he does not personally get involved in the specifics of the deals or the negotiations. That is all down to Mourinho and Sky, who is obviously Roman's trusted advisor. She runs the club, she's director of Chelsea. She gets everything done. Most of you guys already knew that, but Roman Abramovich gets the final say. And basically, regarding on transfers, in terms of finalising deals, we know it's Roman Abramovich, but she is one of the 3-person club boards, which also includes Bruce Buck and Eugene Tenenbaum. Generally speaking, they would not be involved on the individual transfers, but it's safe to say the board are never involved. So regarding this, obviously Bruce Buck, who's the chairman of Chelsea, Eugene, who's part of the board, we know that Mourinho and Sky is mainly the one doing negotiations. However, it is discussed in the boardroom alongside, like I said, Bruce Buck, who's the chairman, and Roman Abramovich basically gives the green light. He's the last one to do that. So regarding that, that's how the transfer policy works. Everything runs through Mourinho, and this is why she's so crucial. A lot of you guys knew that already, but for some of you who didn't, there you go. Obviously, the board has some say. However, Roman Abramovich gets the green light, and Mourinho and Sky does all the specifics of the negotiations and the transaction. Roman Abramovich doesn't really get involved in that. He just gives the green light whether the player should be signed. So when it comes to a player, if he's successful or not, that comes down to Mourinho's head. If the player does poorly at Chelsea, that has to come down to Mourinho. If the player does well at Chelsea, then obviously you have to give praise and credit towards Mourinho. So that's how it works, because it comes to her. She does all the negotiations, etc. That's regarding the transfer policy. Now, regarding the statement update, I want to give you guys, the rebuild plan. Now, we all know that Chelsea want to extend their Stamford Bridge. They want to build a new one, knock down Stamford Bridge, and build a new 60,000-seater stadium. This was in the works for a couple of years now. However, there has been some obstacles when it has come to this. Now, obviously, you guys want to update on this. Now, basically, Chelsea made an announcement on the new stadium plans recently. And basically in 2018, give you guys a bit of background, 2018 Chelsea revealed design plans to redevelop and expand Stamford Bridge. It's 41,000 capacity stadium, which is far smaller than the other top 6 rivals. And despite being given permission to build a new 60,000-seater stadium on the current site of Stamford Bridge, the plans were to put on due to the club citing an unfavourable investment climate. Chelsea have released a statement to clarify the club's position on the project. quickly get you guys to read it. Chelsea FC is aware of the media speculation relating to this new stadium. However, can confirm that the club's position remains unchanged since May 2018. The stadium project has been put on hold due to the current unfavourable investment climate. There is no time frame set for reconsidering this position, but when we do, all relevant parties, including the CPO and the fans, will be involved. An initial project which would involve demolishing Stamford Bridge and rebuilding on the site was slated to cost between 500 million and 1 billion pounds. And when the club's owner Roman Abramovich was denied some public funding for the brick build, he revoked the plan. So there you go, that was a statement. At this current moment in time, as I speak and record this video, the stadium plans is on hold, which is a shame. However, like it said, there is no current time frame regarding building Stamford Bridge. Obviously, the cost is putting off Abramovich because obviously we know Stamford Bridge is in a rich area of London. It's in West London. It's in Chelsea. Chelsea and Kensington, one of the richest areas in London. It's next to Knightsbridge, essentially. So, knocking it down, it's going to cost a lot of money. All the houses around it worth millions and millions. They're going to have to be knocked down as well. The time frame to build a new 60,000 seater stadium, it's going to take 3 times the amount it took for Tottenham Stadium to be built. And you already saw how long that took. And with no public funding to help Roman Abramovich, it's meant that he will revoke it. However, it's not going to be completely cancelled. It's just been halted. It's just been paused for now. And hopefully soon it will continue. The price, obviously, we know 500 million to 1 billion pounds because of the area. It's extremely expensive. However, like I said, there was rumours as well that, this rebuild of Stamford Bridge, instead of rebuilding it in there, we could relocate it and do a West Ham, like have a brand new stadium built in, nearby area in southwest London, and then that's going to be our new home, where basically it'll be a much shorter time to basically build Stamford Bridge. We still have a new stadium, and also it'd take much quicker to build it because we wouldn't have to knock down Stamford Bridge. So it's a similar situation like that. However, like I said, that's also been, in the plans and works. That has been denied. So at the moment, with the stadium plan situation, it is simply on hold and it's been halted. So that's the current update, guys. Ready, guys, a statement, researched it, and when it does get built eventually, there is no time frame. It will be a 60,000 seater stadium. So that's regarding the new stadium plans. Like, getting the Chelsea finances, the club's finances, what we've all been waiting for is how much money will we have to play around with next summer. Now, in 2018, Chelsea made a record amount of turnover in the first time in the club's history, breaking records. We made a turnover of £448 million, the fourth highest in the league, and that was up from £368 million the previous year. The wage bill was £246 million, again the fourth highest, and that was again up from £221 million. And the profit margin was £30 million, which unfortunately was following a £40 million loss. But this was, however, when Sarri arrived. We made a £30 million profit. That was when Sarri arrived. So now that's going to increase. Obviously, a lot of circumstances since then has resulted in this happening. Plus the extra money, £204 million from broadcasting and TV, £74 million on match day, £170 million from commercial deals such as Nike, such as Hyundai, such as Carabao, etc. No debt, no interest payment either. We have a lot of money to pay around, and that was when Sarri had first arrived. And since then, we signed £70 million Kepa, £60 million Jorginho, and obviously we signed Kovacic, who we then made permanent for £40 million. So we did spend a lot of money. Now, regarding this as well, is now for this season, obviously we know that Chelsea valued extremely highly. But winning the Europa League and getting another top 4 finish, getting that Champions League football for that Champions League money, meant that we have more money to play around next year. Now, that was last year's revenue, which I just read out. Chelsea's 2019 revenue after we won the Europa League final, when we lost Sarri and Hazard, was 129 million. The revenue increased 129 million US dollars, up from compared to 2018, with the club's operating income almost doubling from $67 million to $127 million. So massive amount of increases, more records broken, and not just that, to add to the fact that all the money as well. You look at the latest transfers, we made £170 million net negative, so we have £170 million on top of our budget next summer. So that means, when I asked my source a question researching the finances, we have a minimum of £250 million to between £250 million and £300 million minimum minimum to spend. That is the minimum. We have so much money to spend next season. It's absolutely incredible. Like I said, £170 million that we made this summer, and that is without the Champions League money. If we secure Champions League football again, that's more Champions League money added on, plus the Morata sale, £60 million for Morata, £140 million from Hazard. We have so much money to play around with next summer, and like I said, we do have a minimum of £300 million to play around with next summer. So you know what, fantastic news. Club finances, commercial deals increasing year on year. The stadium plans halted currently, and obviously discuss you guys with the transfer policy. But if you did enjoy this video, don't forget to smash that like button, subscribe to my channel if you're not on here. Make sure you smash that like button if you did enjoy it. Subscribe to my channel if you're not on here. Make sure you hit the notification so you're notified for every time I do upload, and comment down below your thoughts, opinions in the comment section below, and I'll see you guys for my next video. Peace.